In a scene that illustrates the different regulatory systems, it happens sometimes that a car stops on the zebra, people whistle. If the car does not get out of the zebra, a mime comes and very gently explains with gestures and tells, please go back, here are the citizens. Very, very elementary pedagogy. And if the driver does not get back, then comes a police. And then people applaud the police spontaneously because it was the last resort. So law is the last resort. Culture and morals are the main regulatory systems. We also used citizens' card. One side was red and one side was white. One was for reinforcing positive behavior and the other was for criticizing bad behavior. The red card is very aggressive. In soccer, red card is out of the game. In my second term, I tried some more sophisticated thing taken from therapeutists. What is happening to us as a sort of correction, imitation. That didn't work. So citizens were involved in mutual regulation. They accepted that city could have a pedagogical agenda, and they helped to develop it, to promote it. For social norms, it was this card, fear of social rejection, this card, and people used, or sometimes just carried it on the car in any case. But the speech of people changed it. Instead of having, where is the mayor, where is the policeman in the middle of the jam, they had an agenda. They could show this or show that to different drivers. Besides, myself, I was showed very big cards in some manifestations, like that. I tried to sell the telephone company in a moment where we could get $2,000 million for it. And union members were for 14 hours during the debate in the council. They just were making no noise and just making this when the arguments were positive and this when we had arguments for privatization. So we helped to build a common language. We also draw black stars on places where pedestrians were killed, about 1 meter or 1.5 meters. In all the places where in the 5 last years was killed by a car accident, pedestrian, we put this. This is now generalized in all the country. Legally, you become mayor in the moment you swore to obey Constitution and laws and to make people obey them. Law and culture meet exactly in that moment. Before that, you are elected mayor, but not mayor. I use some of my time to illustrate some very elementary legal ideas. I feel myself like like if I had dedicated all my life to learn 2 or 3 years of law studies, or perhaps 1 semester. And each time that I understand things, like the due process, I get very happy and I go to the people to explain it. Instead of vengeance, due process, it's beautiful. I admire a lot the United States, but I cannot accept Guantanamo. It's answering with the same standards. The rule of the law of democracies is based on not accepting to get like in a mirror with the enemies. It's giving them warranties that they give not us. And I'm not pro-terrorism, of course. I have suffered it very closely in my family. One of the strange ideas that connect law and culture is that the first time that we apply a law, there is a sort of social expectancy, and if the law is well applied, it is interiorized and obeyed. But if the first time a law is applied, there is leniency, there is not sufficient diligence, then that becomes part of the culture. Some of the experts say that we were very successful not in rule changing but in collective actions, or better said, by introducing very big bets for the city, around them introducing rule obedience. It was not rules for rules, but rules for having more power, collective power. One of the main illustration was a water shortage. The tradition was that the mayor cuts water each 24 hours for different places of the city. I swore that I will not cut, that I wanted people to save water themselves. After the first week, the consumption of water was 2% higher. I was enraged. I was going to speak by television saying, I have a deception, I am sorry, I'm not glad. But my team said, let's do a study, 24 hours for making the study. The study said that almost all the people wanted to back the policy. What if I was censoring them, if I was speaking badly to them? Most of people didn't wash cars if they had cars, or didn't put water on flowers if they had flowers. But asked why the consumption was higher, many people, more than half of the people said, we are putting water in vessels if in case. We made the question inside the team, the cabinet of the mayor, and two of the members, the water manager and the citizens' culture manager, both in their house, they had vessels with water. So we were not believed, neither in our houses. So sometimes change is very difficult because there is a script. Around water shortage, there was a strong script. So when you have a clear script, you get quicker. You say, the mayor has asked us to save, but he will close the water, so let's put water in vessels. What was amazing was that once the people learned to save water, they could see in the bill the very big difference, economical, that was designed by economists, but economists didn't worry about people's understanding of the system. Here people understood the tariff system, the first 20 meters very cheap, especially for poor people. So people got bigger economical results. We had to put higher prices on water because consumption began to drop. And now we have a consumption that is almost half of the consumption we had before. Well, the Zebra Knight story is very simple. There were horrible crimes against taxi drivers and horrible crimes committed by supposed or real taxi drivers against passengers. Each time someone took a taxi, there was a sort of mutual inspection. He could be, or he could be. So there was a very strong defiance. So we asked the employees of the mayor house to identify taxis that were greeting you with a salutation, with words, how are you? That give you back all the money and that take you where you want to go without discussions. In 2 weeks, we have 120 such drivers.